Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cam and today I am so excited. We are going to be doing the eyeshadow palettes that I cannot wait to use in fall. So we are in fall now. I am super excited because last night I looked at all of my collection and I pulled out like practically half my collection, because when I think of fall, I think of lime greens, yellows, greens, oranges, reds, bronze, plums, like all of those colors, and a lot of my palettes have one aspect of that or not, and I told myself I'll narrow it down to 10. That did not happen. I narrowed it down to 20, and then I found two more that I just wanted to throw in. Plus I also included some of my single shadows. So today's video is going to be a little long, so I'm going to, the way I kind of ranked them, so I ranked them based on the excitement that I have to use the palette, if I like the formula or not, in the color story. Some of these palettes I have not used because they are new to me, but yes, I will let you know that as we go. And the palettes that I do have on my eyes, I have two. But yes, without further ado, we're just going to get started. I have 10 single shadows that I am going to discuss first. So ranked at number 10, here is this from Colorpop. This is the Kathleen Lights collection, and these are a loose pigment, and this one's in the shade The Scales. So I thought that this, I'm trying to use my single shadows more often, but this one is super pretty. It's just like light and pink. It's not showing up really on camera, but it is a little bit more pigmented than that. There we go. I just had to pick up a little bit more on my finger. It's just a very light, soft pink, and I think pink goes in with fall, like with the plums and stuff. So I thought that this would be a great item to use in the fall. So I pulled this one out for number 10. Number 9 is this one here, and I also like these because you can put them on top of your nail polish too and add like a little pizzazz, like for glitters and stuff. So I have done that multiple times with these. So this one's in the shade The Lion, which is just a gold shade. I am not typically a gold lover. Well, I didn't used to be, and now I'm getting more and more into gold, which I think is, I don't know, maybe me aging, my preference is changing, but it is so gorgeous. They have like these, the color in them, but they also have like silver flecks in them as well, and I think that they are just so stunning. It's just, sorry I have to look down because I do not want loose pigment all over my desk and my clothes. So yes, I thought that these two loose pigments would be perfect to add into the fall and trying to get used out of my collection. So I decided to pull in those. For number 8, I decided to pull in this. Technically, this is a kilowatt foil, so it might be a highlight, but this is from Fenty Beauty, and this is called Sandcastle. I love this single shadow. It's way too deep for me to be a highlight, but here it is at the bottom. It is like this perfect bronzy, silvery shade, and I feel like this is a perfect like one and done shadow. I don't know, like after the top of my head, I think it reminds me of Space Cowboy. I've never had that from Urban Decay, but it's just like this bronzy, one and done, taupey, silvery, like it's got all these different aspects to it, and it's just perfect one and done. Like if a little bit of mascara, this all over the lid, and a little bit of blush on, and you're out the door, just because it's not too punchy, but it's not too subtle, like something's there. You know what I mean? So that's coming in at number 8. Number 7, this is new to me. I have used it, so I've only used it once, and I used it on top of the other one, which the formula, that's a whole story. When I rank my eyeshadow palettes, you will know why. But here is this one. This is the J-Cat Eye Mousse, and this is in Crescent Moonshock, and it is like super wet and moussey. But here's what that one looks like, and then I'll do a live swatch for you. Like it is just, again, so gorgeous, one and done eyeshadow. This, a little bit of mascara, you're out the door. So I have enjoyed these. I really wanted to wear it today, but I really wanted to wear another eyeshadow palette that I've only used once, so I decided to use that instead. This is the Prismetal Chrome Eye Mousse, and you can see like it's metallic on there, so it's kind of really hard to read. But I would be very careful when buying these because I bought 2 other ones and they were super dried out, and I contacted Ulta. They sent me 2 more and those 2 were dried out as well. This is the only one that the formula's good on, so there's that one. And then the next 2, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I love these. So these are tied for 5 and 6, and these are the Ulta Beauty Luscious Foil Eyeshadows. This one's in the shade Rose Gold, and this one's in the shade Gold Leaf. I did use these with a glitter glue, but when I did, oh my goodness. Like, so I just take a little bit off of the plastic piece that keeps it in place so it doesn't like shatter. But there it is on my finger, and I will swatch it right here. But like that, oh, when the light catches it, it is just the most beautiful, just pow. And I think I like Rose Gold just a bit more. It does lean really gold heavy, but it does have a bit more of that pink to it, so it makes me just a little bit more comfortable when using it, because I don't really like warm tones all that much unless I'm in fall. But this one I can use all year round. Here's the pink one, and then we'll give her a little swatch there. Like, these do so much better over like a glitter glue, but they are, oh, they're gold. They have silver flecks in them. I really love gold, but like gold with some silver in it, it just chef's kiss. It is just gorgeous. So it is just, those 2 are, they are blinding. They're in your face. They're out there. And if you want like a pow shimmer, I highly recommend these. There is 4 of them on Ulta Beauty's website. I really, really think they need more. But the last are all single shadows. So most of my single shadows come from either Colorpop palettes, Jeffree Star palettes, Makeup Forever palettes. Like, they come from other palettes that I've demolished, but these I bought. I do want some Lethal Cosmetics singles, but those are a bit pricey. But here's these. So coming in at number 4, we have Hot Stuff, which is this one here on the end. And here, I'll do it right here. That's what that one looks like. Just a bronzy gold, basic run-of-the-mill fall shade. The next one here is called The Greatest Gift, which is more of a purpley shade, which is a bit lighter in tone, but it's purple, it's pink. It's like, when you're looking directly at it, it's nothing, but like when the light catches it, it's super shiny and sparkly, which I really like, which would be a perfect one and done shade again. And then the next 2, this one is more of a grungy green, and it is called Recruit. And it is just, look at that. Like, when the light hits them, they are just so precious, and like, you can see the pigment there. Like, they are, stunning. And the last one is called Cadet, which is more of a greeny teal kind of a shade. Not really teal, but more of a greeny shade. And there's what that one looks like. And when the light catches them, they are just so gorgeous, so creamy. You can build them up. So I'm so excited to use these. Now let's talk about all of the eyeshadow palettes, the 22 eyeshadow palettes that I've picked out specifically to use this fall. Granted, that is a lot of eyeshadow palettes. Some of them remind me of others, which I will get to as I go through them. But they're gorgeous. I like all of these palettes. I have ranked them basically on excitement to use. Like, there's one in my top 10 that I haven't used, but the color story screams fall to me, and I'm so excited to use it. And so let's just get on into it, and I'll explain my reasoning as I go. So at number 22, we have BH Cosmetics Smitten in Switzerland. The packaging is really cute. I've used this palette, I want to say, twice. So you've got like the plums in here, you've got the greens and the browns and the bronzies, and this shade here called Slope, like, it's this like taupey, grungy, greeny shade. It's not pulling up much green, but it's really, really nice. And then this one here called Matterhorn, like, it is just like the formula is not like AA quality, but it is really, really nice quality. And I'll swatch a shimmer for you. Let's do Mount Rigi. It reminds me of one of the Signe Grace shadows, Cadet, which is really, really pretty. So I'm super excited to use this palette. However, it doesn't excite me all that much, which is why it's coming in at the bottom, which is, again, with the NYX region, there is just not much that I can do with this palette. Again, I probably should have put this one at 22 now that I'm thinking about it, but you know, it is what it is. This is the Hot Jalapeno. We have just greens and this pop of gold, which is probably why I put it at 21, but there's not much that I can do with these, and this formula is super, super fragile. So if you drop it, it's toast. So keep that in mind when buying these. This is the Bite Size eyeshadow palette, and I think they're $3, so not bad. So that's that. Next is the Colorpop Semi-Precious Gemini, which here's what this one looks like. There's just not much I can do with it. This shade screams like the leaves are falling to me. So I really like this when everything is, and I have an outfit that I plan on wearing using this palette. I know that's kind of weird, but there's this one. I do really like it, and you can get a warm tone look. It's just not much you can do with this palette. So coming in at number 19, I used to love this palette, and I still love this palette. However, the last time I used it, it seemed like the formula was going downhill, and I was like, no, this is the Urban Decay Naked Honey. I have run across this with Urban Decay's palettes in the past. After a certain amount of time, the formula tends to go down. But like, see the shade here, which was my pride and joy in this palette. Here it is. It's not as vibrant as it used to be, which is probably, I have a cat hair on my nose and it's driving me nuts. It's just not as vibrant as it used to be, but I kind of swatched the other shades. So this first one here is Honey, and this is the golden shade, which has a bit more punch to it than the gold one did. It's just since the quality is going down, I couldn't put it any higher, if that makes sense. Because the quality is going down, I'm not as excited to use it, but I loved this palette when it first came out. Like, I could not put it down. So that's why it's coming in at number 19. Number 18 comes in like the plum family, and it's down there because it's more of a purple than a plum. This is the Colorpop Flutterbye, and it does have one glitter in it, but this is just like a soft, like ethereal, here, there we go, like purple light wash type of palette, and I actually really enjoy this palette. It's just, oh, disclaimer, I love all of these palettes. If this was my favorite, like, or ranking the favorites in my collection, this would be completely different. I'm solely basing this off of fall themes, not whether or not I like this palette, because some of these palettes, like, they're in my like top like 5%, if that makes sense. Like, these, I love these palettes. It's just, you know, so that's why this one is coming in later. I love this one. So, and I love the packaging on it too. There's glitter and it's raised, and I really, really enjoy this palette, but I feel like it would do good in fall. Next is the Colorpop Never Taurus Apart, which I'm a Taurus, so giving that a little bit, but I feel like you can do a little bit more with this one. You can do a neutral look with just these two shades. You can do a green look with just these two shades. You can do a look with all 4 shades. You can do just one of these 2 shades on the lid, because they're vibrant, but they're not like too vibrant, if that makes sense. Like, I could just wear them by themselves, which is why this one ranks a little higher. And this one reminds me of another Colorpop palette, which I will get to after a while. I think it's in my top 10, but there is this one. I think this one is the 17. Yep. So number 16 is this one here, and this one's at 16 because I've only used it like maybe 3 or 4 times, and I've had it for a while. This is the Too Faced Hot Buttered Rum, and I bought this when I wasn't so into warm tones, but I needed some warm tones in my collection. It smells delicious, but here, this one is, you've got everything you need. This is a great travel palette. You have a deepening shade, a mattening shade, an inner corner highlight, and then you have some different transition shade. You got 2 different transition shades, 2 different deepening shades, and 2 lid shades, which I thought was super nice. I will use every single shade in this palette, which that it deserves some props for that, because not every eyeshadow palette I will use every single shade in. So that's saying something. I really like how compact it is. It's pretty sturdy. I have traveled with this one before. It's just on that vacation I didn't do my makeup a whole lot when I was with my mom, but I really, really like this one, and I think this is going to be the perfect work little eyeshadow palette. So I decided to get that. Okay, next, here comes in where I love these palettes. I love them so, so much, but for the fall category, I would love to use them in the fall. However, other palettes reach the fall theme better than these. These are just a year-round palette that you can use whenever. I love these. The quality is superb. I highly recommend the brand, so don't come for me, but coming in at number 15 is the Glamlight Chocolate Martini, which I did a review on this one. It is super, super gorgeous. I love it. These shades, you've got warm tones, you've got cool tones, you've got your plums, pinks, golds, a pop of blue. This shade here, holy cannolis, like it is gorgeous. Like, I love this palette. And like the shade here, whoo, a nice warm tone shade. Like it, that one's when the leaves are just starting to turn. Oh, gorgeous. I love this palette. Shimmers are spectacular, longevity spectacular. I love it. And the next is the 14 is the Dirty Martini from Glamlight. I just like the greens just a little bit more. You do have some golds in here. The grungy green vibe of this palette. Oh, like take out that shade. These 2 shades. And it's just like the perfect fall heaven. So I really enjoy this palette. I enjoy both of these palettes. I enjoy all of these palettes. It's just ranking palettes is so hard. And then the next 2, I'm going to rank together 12 and 13, but 13 has to be Smoke Obsessions from Melt. And here's what this one looks like. And then 12 has to be 420 from Melt Cosmetics. And here's what this one looks like. So what I like to do with these palettes, oh no, I just stuck my finger into it. What I love to do with these palettes is I like to combine them. So I really like to use yellows in fall. I get my yellows, I get some grungy greens, I deep brown, like using this shade here with this green, which I have done, works superb. I can mix and match. You've got your warm tones, you've got some grungy tones, like this grungy green faded, like it is gorgeous. I'm running out of places to swatch it. We'll swatch it right here. Like it is just like this pukey green. I know that's not the best way to describe something, but it is gorgeous. Holding these is getting to be really hard for me. There we go. So I love to mix and match these. Like you've got like your bronzy golds, you've got a gold, you've got warm tones, you've got some cool tones, mix and matching. These 2, every time I reach for one of these, I reach for both because I think they are so good combination palettes. Now, what number is this? So number 11. I really wanted to put this in the top 10 because of how expensive it was, and I got it for my birthday. However, I'm not excited to use this one like I'm excited to use the other ones. I like this formula. It's just you have to work with it a little bit more because the formula kind of sticks to your skin as soon as you place it down, and you have to be really careful with it. But this is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette, and I have rearranged mine so mine is not going to look like yours. And I did take the plastic flap out, but I took like a row of warm tone mattes, my warm tone shimmers, my neutral mattes, gold shimmers, green grungy mattes, the grungy shimmers, and then I have the 2 mattes and 2 shimmers on the end here. But like this shade here, oh, look at that. It is just You see it? With my lights are kind of fleshing it out, but it is, oh, and like this shade here, oh, they feel so soft and so luxurious and like so nice. But a lot of the shades in here are kind of similar to other shades in here. Like these two shades are similar. These two mattes are pretty similar. These two shimmers are pretty similar. Like there are things in this palette that are super similar, which is kind of why it's a little lower and not in my top 10. But I do like to reach for this palette in fall. You can see like mine is pretty beat up. So like you can see like dips and stuff in here. Like I do use this palette in the fall. It's just some of these other ones are newer to me and I'm super excited to use them. So next time, my next palette, so number 10, I am going to be doing a review on this one. I've only worn it once though, so I want to use it, do one more wear test and 2 more looks with it. Like, so essentially 3 more looks total, because I wore this to my newborn photos with my daughter. But here's what this one looks like. This is the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette. I just bought this. I used my points and I spent like $2 on this palette because I also had like a $5 coupon that Ulta always sends out. So bottom row you get pinks, next row you get like earthy tones, then you get your warm tones, like yellow warm tones, and then warm tones. And the shimmers in this quality, the shimmer quality in this palette is so flippin' good. Like I used this shade on my look, like it was, ready? Like that is not Tarte shadow quality. Like they are stepping up their game. Like look at this one. We'll do it on my hand. Like look at that. That is just, oh, it's so gorgeous. And like this plum shade down here, I am so excited to do. Like look at that plum shade. Like it looks satin, like it is a satin, but it pulls like matte when you look at it and you're not like up, you know, like I would tell it's a satin, but nobody else would be able to tell. But like this has my fall palette dream. Like I've got the plummies that I would want. I've got the earthy tones. I really like to wear like these tones here in the fall, so I'm super excited about that. And then warm tones. So I am so excited to play with this palette. I'm so excited that I actually have this palette because I was debating it, and I'm glad I bought it. I am glad I bought it. So even though I'm on a no buy unless I run out of products, so I'm excited I have that. Next is the Naughty Nude. I kind of wanted to put Tarte on top of this one, but I just know the formula of this one a little bit better. This is the Huda Beauty Naughty Nude, if I didn't say that. This suffices my plum need for the fall. If I want to reach for like plums, this is like neutral, but it all leans like pink. So the plummy shades in here, I don't use this glossy shade down here, but it's got like the golds and like a bronzy that I like, and then it's got like my plums, and like this is a very comfortable color story for me, and I love the quality. I love Huda Beauty's eyeshadow palette quality, so I really enjoy this palette, and I'm excited to reach for it again in this fall with the plums. So I'm excited, and this is a great work palette, as well as the next one, which is also from Huda Beauty, which this one is number 8. This is the Topaz Obsessions, and this is I had 4 Obsession palettes from Huda Beauty, and this is the last one standing. The other shimmers were not top notch, but the shimmers in here are so creamy and nice. I was gonna wipe my stuff off, but that's okay. Like these shimmers are impactful, they're shiny, they're in your face. Like I really like this, and this is the palette that got me in love with warm tones. I am not a warm tone lover, but this is the palette that I kept that was warm tone, and I started to use it, and you can see I have started to use and abuse this palette. I really love it, and I use it, and this one I don't think will ever leave my collection. It'll just be in a makeup box because this opened my makeup realm so much, and I love it so much. Now, number 7, I have not used, but I am so excited to use. I just bought this in a Boxy pop-up. I got it on a crazy discount but the color story. Like, I have another Ace Beauté palette. It was their old formula, and I really did like it, and I enjoy the palette, the looks that I come up with that palette. But this is the new formula, so the formula is different. So I really wanted to work this in like the top 3. However, I don't know the formula, so it's a little lower. But this is the Ace Beauté Falling For You, and just like this packaging, this just has to scream fall. And the name Falling For You, it's a fall palette. And, well, bland. Like, I bought this in the winter. So, yeah. I bought this in the winter, and I was waiting. I probably shouldn't say that I was waiting for fall. It's just I haven't got around to using it. Exhausting being pregnant. Like, it's... But, look at it. You got your warm tones, you got your plums, and, like... Oh, it's just... Oh! And, like, let's do some swatches. Like, granted, this shade here I will never... probably won't ever use, but like the formula seems really decent, a lot better than the old one, which I had heard people say that the new formula was a lot better, which is why I felt comfortable using this one, because the other Ace Beauté palette I got in a BoxyCharm and it was a little hard to work with, but I love the looks that I get with it. But like this one, like the formula seems a lot better, and like this green, so you get your pop green, you got your plums, you got your warm tones, and like these two shades together I think would make a perfect combination. So I am so excited to use this one. So flipping excited. So yes. Next palette is from Beauty Bay, which comes in number 6, and it's the Earthy palette, which I didn't know where I wanted to put this one because it's so big. But this is the palette that I am wearing today, and here is what this one looks like. I am wearing the shades Pickle Fern, Satellite, and Kava today, and a little bit of Brick. I've used this palette once before, and oh my goodness, like the quality of this is so nice. You get a huge mirror. I really enjoy this palette. Like, look at that. Like, it is just so gorgeous. I love the quality. Oh, maybe I should show you what I have on my eyes. So here is the look that I come up with. Oh, and I do have, I forgot to say, a little bit of squash and a little bit of acid. So I have a little bit of squash and a little bit of acid on my lower lash line. But I really do enjoy this. It's got the warm tones in here. It's got the greens. It's got the lime greens. So I have been enjoying this palette. And it's safe to say that this will not be decluttered out of my collection anytime soon. Next, my top 5, okay? Now, I know my number 5 spot is going to be, whoops, very controversial because it has glitter in it, but that's okay. This is the Colorpop Good as Gold palette. I'll go like this. So there are 3 glitters in here. So we've got Golden Touch, Gilded, and then A-Team. So here's what those glitters look like. But I don't mind these glitters because they are very finely milled, and then when you lay them down, like, they swatch, like they lay down. So I feel like, oh, again, I have not used this palette. With applying a glitter glue underneath these, they're good. They're set. They're done. Because another palette has this finely milled glitter in them. And again, you still have really nice, like, other shimmers in here too. It's not just, it is not just the glitter shimmer shades, but then you have a few mattes. Like, this is like the yellow gold dream of fall. Like, I am super excited to use this palette. I just bought this not that long ago. So again, very gold. I feel like it's perfect for fall, and I like it, so you can't talk me out of it. Then this is what the Taurus palette reminds me of. So the Mandalorian palette. So here's what this one looks like, and then here's what this one looks like. So if I open it up, here you go. So for me, like, this warm, or this matte, this matte, this green, this green, this gold, this gold, this gold, this gold. So like, they aren't dupes by any means. Like, they're very similar though. So that's why this one's coming in at number 4. This one's coming in a lot lower because it's just smaller. I have 5 more shadows in here, and I really love this palette. Like, you've got your greens, you've got your browns, you've got a really pretty gold in there. This one is a super stock shadow. Like, you can see how dirty mine is. I really enjoy this palette. The packaging is great. Little Grogu on here. I love the Mandalorian. If I could only keep my top, what was it, 5? Yeah, my top 5 palettes, I think I'd be set. No, actually, my top 10. Give me my top 10, please. But I think I would be set. Number 3 is the, oh, my Mandalorian was number 3. Oh, well. So this one here is Natasha Denona Mini Gold Palette, and I love this palette. So you can go neutral. With these, you can go green. You can mix and match, but like this shade here is what steals the show every time. It's like, it's this one, top one here. Like, it is just so gorgeous and so unique, and I love this palette. I reach into this palette just for that green all the time. I am a green eyeshadow lover. Like, purple, plum, and green are my best because green, my eyes are green, so it makes the green stand out, and plum also makes the green stand out. So those are the 2 colors, like colors that I reach for the most. Number 2 is the Nomad by Juvias Place. Like, you've got, again, I really love yellow, which my love with yellow is what makes me love gold so much. But you've got your yellows in here. You've got your green grungies down here. So you've got 4 yellow, 4 green grungies, and then a setting powder here. You can mix, like, this color story is so easy to mix and match. It is just, the packaging is gorgeous. Like, it's not too bulky or anything like that. The only thing that would make this better is a mirror, but that's okay. And like this shade here is just, oh my goodness. If you need a fall palette and you can only get one, this is the one I would definitely recommend you buy. Like, this would be number 1 in my fall palette if I didn't just buy this other one. Ulta had a sale and I had a coupon, so I did spend a little bit of money at Ulta with my Maneater, and I got 2 other palettes. The other one is number 1, but this would be number 1. It's just, oh, I love this palette. This palette is so gorgeous, so easy to use, so pigmented. You only get the 1 shimmer in here, which is this middle shade here, which is, like, I don't mind it. You do get this shade here is a satin. I really wish they would have replaced this shade here with another shimmer shade. That's okay. Beggars can't be choosers. I can always pair it with this palette. This is the Fenty Beauty Jungle Lights. And remember, at the beginning, when I think fall, I think purple, plum, green, gold, a little bit of pink, and you get all of that in here. And we're just gonna do a little experiment, and I'm going to swatch all of these shades for you. I'm using a little bit of this palette on my eyes right now. That's not great, but those are all of the 6 shadows swatched. This one didn't swatch very well, but there is that one. This one here didn't swatch very well, but that's okay. Again, that one is on my eyes. It's on my inner corner, and it's on my brow bone, which you can't see because of my glasses. It's on my brow bone in my inner corner. I've used this palette probably 4 times already, and I am in love. Like, it is just, like, you don't have the perfect shimmer, reach for this. Like, it was I think a $15 palette, so it's not the cheapest thing in the world, but the pan sizes are huge. I have noticed though that I like to put on my inner corner of my brow bone with a brush. However, this shade specifically, I don't know about the others, I haven't tested it, but this one does not pick up well with the brush. You've got your green, your purple, plums, gold, and then an inner corner highlight. So anytime I need anything, like, this is the perfect companion palette. Like, this with this would be like just stunning. I could use the gold, I could use the green, I could use it, like it just like these two palettes. Ooh, I am so excited, and I'm so blessed to be able to have this many makeup palettes. It is kind of an obsession. Granted, this is a fraction of my eyeshadow palette collection, but I'm trying to whittle it down and get more of a curated collection. But I would love to know your favorite fall palettes, or if you're interested in anything, maybe I could pick it up for you if you would like. But yes, that is my fall palette collection that I'm super excited to use. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see what comes after fall, spring? No. Is it fall and then winter? Yeah, it's fall, winter, spring, summer. Okay, sorry, confusing. Maybe I'll do a winter one. Maybe some of these palettes will overlap. Winter's more of a cool tone, but yes, I have enjoyed filming this for you, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean the absolute world to me. I'm sending all of you the best of wishes. I hope you're having a fantastic week, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!